There's two windows in this room. And let me put myself up there. So you can see it's a little bit brighter in here. It's not quite as dark as I normally am. And that's because it's earlier in the evening. We're recording the show. It is live on Facebook currently, and Twitch, and Twitter. We'll be showing this broadcast later on YouTube. And then even later than that, when WLFE gets it, they will be uploading it to the normal podcast networks that we have, which is most of them. So tonight we have, again, a special show. We are going to dedicate this entire show to There Is Hope Paracon. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. That's what we're going to be doing. And let's just get right down to it. Bones, go ahead and let's play the promo. Let's get this party started.
Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Southern Fried Paranormal with Len Dorman featuring Bones. Catch us on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Spreaker, Facebook, Stream, and everywhere else you catch your podcasts. And of course, WLFE-DB.com. Now, from the backwoods of southeast Arkansas, right beside the Bayou Bartholomew, the longest bayou on the planet, broadcasting from downtown metropolitan Cane Creek Township, here is your host, Len Dorman.
Everyone, finally popping up. Everybody's going to have to forgive me tonight. The internet's a little bit slower this evening, so that's why I usually do a later show. Everybody kind of goes to bed early around here. This is a kind of a sleepy retirement town, and most people live on a farm. So we're going to get right on started with the show tonight. We're going to bring in Lindsay. We're going to bring in John. And we're going to bring in Brooke. So
Hi.
Here we go. Everybody popping up. All right. Hello. How is everybody doing tonight?
Great.
Pretty good.
Awesome.
Fabulous.
And how about you?
All right. Me, I am doing just as well as can be expected.
Yeah.
Living out here. I haven't done a whole lot today. It's been kind of a lazy day for me because I had to do all the prep for the show. I had to get on, YouTube, Facebook, and
you're lucky.
get ready for the show.
You're lucky. The kids start school next week, so we went school shopping.
That's what we've been doing the last 2 days is school shopping and running around.
Schools have already started here.
Oh, okay. Our
schools down here have always started early.
Yeah.
Make sure you're not in there when it's hot.
Monday, I guess.
Awesome.
Do what now?
I said they started early to get the kids out before it gets too hot.
Yeah, they've already. Yeah, and of course, all the schools down here are air conditioned because we live in the Mississippi River Valley. I mean, this whole area is between 175 and 150 feet above sea level.
Oh, wow.
So not only is it quite warm, it is quite humid. Today only got up to about 90 degrees, and humidity dipped down below about 50%. And we consider this an extremely nice fall day.
No, I'd be done for. I'd be so bad. It was 70 here today.
Wow. We haven't seen 70 since April, not
No.
during the day.
Mhm.
But let's talk about this little Paracon you've got going.
Yeah.
Give me some facts. What you're doing, who you've got there, where the money's going, what you're raising the money for, and
Okay.
Lindsay can cue us in on some of the organizational problems and who's going to be there.
Yeah.
All right.
So the event is September 10th. It's 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then there is a VIP ghost hunt afterwards. So you'll be able to ghost hunt with all of our special guests. And then, so that goes from, I believe, like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So you'll get extra hours than normal. And then yeah, we're gonna have food vendors, a cute little bakery is coming, all kinds of different artisans, anything you can pretty much think of. All kinds of paranormal teams from everywhere, and then of course we have our special guest, which is the paranormal princess. And she's a huge TikTok star. She's got like 3 million followers on TikTok. And then who else? James Anito, who is a famous demonologist, and Carl Johnson. They travel together.
Grandkids.
That's the kids. Grandkids. Go. They're outside the window, banging on the window. Seriously, go. They're too much. Anyways, so James Anito, Carl Johnson, they travel together and do demonology stuff. And then we have Sam. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's also from the same area, and he's been on multiple TV shows.
I'll be back.
It's Baltrusis. I don't want to butcher it on him, but he is a author and is on TV shows, and he's a really great guy too. He also, I believe, does card readings. And then we have our famous like medium special guest. His name's Scott Allen. He has his own podcast, and he also has been on TV shows, all kinds of stuff like that. He's a really great guy too. That's our like main special guests. And then of course Dan Class, the owner of Hinsdale, he'll be there. So everyone can meet him. Yeah.
Okay. About this ghost hunt. What's going to go on with that? Who's leading it?
So that will actually be led by John and his team. And then, of course, the special guests will be there so you can investigate with them. And John and his family are also considered special guests. We are doing this Paracon in honor of his family and for my mom's brother. So that's kind of where the Paracon and where the cause kind of came from. So we're dedicating it to them. And, of course, so they'll be around and everyone can meet his family, talk to them, and they'll be there for the ghost hunt too.
Okay. This sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be so much fun.
Where exactly is this going to be held?
So it's at Wildwood. So it's 71
Okay.
Prospect.
For the people who don't know that may be watching this.
Yeah. It's Salmaca, New York.
It's where now?
Salmaca, New York.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, do you have are the contacts I've got running below correct? I put your Facebook page and I also put on the Ghost Hunt event page.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So people can go to these Facebook pages and get some more details?
Yep, correct. I'll be right back.
Is John going to be there? Okay. Is John going to be there leading the ghost hunt?
Yes, he is.
John,
yep.
you want to take over a little bit and talk about that?
There's a lot of paranormal activity going on over there. I'm telling you. So, this is going to be like, and I'm not even exaggerating. Over the past 4 years, probably over our 100th time being at Wildwood Sanitarium, and we've done a lot of public events. This place is very personal. Personal to me. My brother and I have done many different experiments together there, and we consider almost like a second home. So the event, the ghost hunt, we do so many different innovative things to surprise everybody who's involved, and because we focus on a lot of physics-based research and such. There's a lot of different experiments we do. We get everybody who's there involved in many different ways. It's not your typical ghost hunt and just running around a dark building. There's a lot of different activities and such that we do, and and we also try to get the results live as they're coming in, so that way everyone who's there begins to experience and see that things are happening. Because we know how it is. You run around in the dark. You don't know if you're really getting anything. So we do on-site review and begin to present things as they're going through it. So what's interesting is that we do have 3 special guests that are going to be there along with us, and this is different because it's the first time that we're actually. This is the first time that our team is actually meeting all 3 of them, 3 of the special guests. So I'm really looking forward to that and seeing how the dynamic plays out with that. So, but there's definitely going to be some surprises. So everybody who comes to the VIP Ghost Hunt, look forward to many surprises throughout that event.
Okay. This sounds quite interesting. You've never worked with these three guests you've got put together, but you've worked with them separately, I gather, at this location.
No, this will be our very first time, and we work with a lot of different teams, a lot of different researchers and such, and we tend to. We end up finding a balance. Our team is very good at finding a balance with working with others and finding out like the different techniques that everybody uses. So it's definitely going to be a learning experience, I would feel, from all sides, and a great demonstration of the unity within the field, because all 3 are from. They're from whether different teams or whether solo or what have you, and then there's our team that goes with it. So it's almost like a 4-in-1. So it's going to be very interesting because all the guests are going to get something very different, and it's almost like 4 different perspectives. So I look forward to seeing how this plays out. I mean, just like how the paranormal can be unpredictable, this is going to be unpredictable. It's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like a lot of fun. I wish I was somewhere close to where I could go myself.
I know, you have to come up sometime.
You've got some interesting guests. Yes, that's a long ways from me though, because I'm down here in Southeast Arkansas, and that's a long boat ride.
Yeah.
If anything, it's worth it for the weather up here.
But
Right.
We're paused.
I'm quite interested in how this ends up. Will you be broadcasting on Facebook Live from the Paracon at all? Either
I'm sure we
Ghost
will.
Hunt or what any of the speaking.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we will.
Yes, I personally planned on taping quite a few of the speakers and live broadcasting off of Mystic Makings page, if anything.
Because that okay, that sounds like fun. That sounds like something Lindsay can arrange because she's arranged everybody. Because you got to have everybody a speaker, especially you got to have their permission to throw them
Yeah.
out live, and they got to know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so far for like speakings and stuff, I can tell everyone the schedule. So at 11 a.m. we're gonna have a gallery reading with Scott Allen. Those tickets will be at the door, and then we'll have the drum circle at 2 p.m. So that'll be really, really awesome. All the drums are provided, and it's gonna be really awesome vibes. And then at 3 p.m. we have the gallery reading with Christy London. And she's kind of a well-known medium down our way. She's done lots of our psychic fairs. She has her own podcast as well. Yeah, she's an awesome lady. Oh.
Well, hello, everybody.
Oh, no, did he cut out? Oh, yeah, he was gone.
Oh,
Well,
you must have had a connection.
Well,
Yep, it says you're
Yeah,
still on the show.
yeah.
Everyone can see and hear you.
Yeah, he was a little spotty, so.
Broadcasting live here from Colony, New York.
You want to know this?
Oh, okay.
Jason's sitting over here next to me, guys. Giggling. I can't get my camera right, but it does say we're still live. So
I'm not sure. He should be able to get back in, I think.
here he is.
oh, he's coming.
Yeah, I'm right back.
Okay.
Apparently, we had a glitch in my internet because I was gone there for a minute.
Yeah, you were a little,
This is
like
why I do
breaking
my
up
show
every once in
later.
a while. Yeah.
Like this is why I do my show later in the evening when so many people have gone to bed, because this is definitely load intensive this time of night because everybody gets out of school. They're trying to do the homework. They're
Yeah.
trying to kill some time on the internet or whatever they're trying to do. And by 9 o'clock, they're starting to go to bed. And by 10, 11 o'clock, I've got this part of the internet to myself.
Yeah. It makes
Do anything I want
sense. Yeah.
to. This is the issue of going early.
Hmm.
That's the penalty of being in the woods. I live
Yeah.
2 miles outside of town of 2,300 people.
Wow.
And internet options here are few and far between. And right now, this is the only option I have that gives me unlimited. Because
Oh
the
yeah, I'm sure
others
it's hard to find
Same-
are
some
very
same here,
limited
too.
in my, I couldn't do a 15-minute weekly Facebook show on the others without running out of internet, or at
Yeah.
least slowing it down to dial-up speed.
Yeah, it uses a lot of
At least this offers it uses a tremendous amount.
Yep.
I was going to ask Lindsay about some of her perspectives on what she had to do to get everything ready. If you want to talk a little bit, Lindsay.
Well, with the Paracon itself, I honestly haven't done much yet because my part hasn't came up yet. All I've really been doing is just sharing the event, asking vendors if they'd like to join. Since I host a lot of the other artisan events there, I already have we call it a vending family. So we already have a few choice vendors that always join no matter what, especially at the Wildwood Sanitarium due to its fabulousness and gorgeousness and the fact that it's extremely haunted and active there. A lot of our vendors love coming there. We have a few different ladies coming to do some tarot readings that aren't mentioned on the flyer that'll be joining us. And once you do click into the event itself, you'll notice in the discussion board, you'll see different ideas that are popping up and different vendors that'll be there. Brooke's been announcing all through the way different activities that are coming up that will also be available during the event. Like I said, my part hasn't came up just yet, but my main thing will be getting vendors placed in their spots, making sure everybody's happy and make sure Brooke and Miss Wagatha there doesn't have too much on their plate, considering they're going to have a lot of special guests there, and that's their job to keep them happy. Got my husband's head in the mix. Other than that, as of right now,
Okay.
my hard work hasn't paid off yet. But I can honestly say I found out the event on Facebook myself a little over a year ago. I want to say almost. I seen it, and I also want to join due to the cause that they're donating the money to, which is the suicide prevention cause, because I too have lost somebody due to suicide. So as soon as I seen the cause, I hopped right on it, and ever since then, it's been nothing but history now. Got my little cat Onyx that wants to get into the frame. Bad. There's little Onyx.
There's somebody who works with WLFE who lost somebody to suicide. I personally have never lost anybody close to me, so I consider myself fortunate, because it is an issue, and it's an issue that this country as a whole needs to address.
And it's a very common one, unfortunately.
Exactly what? Yes, it is. Brooke, tell us a little bit about the organization that you will be donating this money to.
So we're donating to the American Suicide Prevention Foundation. They do a lot of work. They have.
We lost Brooke.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So we're donating to them because they have like. Oh,
Brooke, I'll have to ask you to start over.
Okay.
Yeah, you broke up right in the middle.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we're donating to the American Suicide Prevention Foundation because they have like the call center and all of that. So they have a lot of resources for people to go to. They offer support for families. John knows a lot more about it because it's what his family personally donates to and stuff like that. But that's why we chose them, is they give a lot of resources for people.
Okay. Well, John, you want to tell us what you know about this?
I mean, I only have a little bit more to it. I mean, I know there's events that they host. I mean, when this occurred and we signed up for it, I know my mother wanted to donate to some type of suicide cause. So within the week after my brother's death, I found the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and it gives you the opportunity to create a memorial page. So I created a memorial prior to the wake and the funeral. I created a memorial page for my brother, where people could leave comments, do a donation, and the donation, even if you do it in the memorial page, it doesn't go to our family or anything like that. It still goes directly to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and it goes to their services. So they have a huge list of services. They do walks. There's so many different things that they do to promote suicide prevention or suicide awareness. And I could tell you when I first did it, some of the higher ups for the organization for our area contacted me. It was like a day or so, and they were offering to go out for a coffee, sit down and talk about things, and get to know our family a bit more. So they were definitely very personable. And we've stuck with them. We've been my mother, father have been, when their birthdays have come up, they and some other events, they've done other fundraising for it, and it's a good cause. It's a great foundation. Everything that I've seen so far, it's been very positive.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else they want to add to that?
Not really.
No, he just about covered it. It's a
Okay.
really good foundation, and we all want to be
Okay.
a part of helping out.
One question I've got is who brought the cricket?
The cricket?
No
It's not
pals.
us.
It's not us.
I have reptile pets, and they were fed earlier, so
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
a rainforest in my living
Yeah,
room.
it's not us.
And it's nighttime, so they're getting busy by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
it's
been
just
using
now
those as
getting
my-
where you see the window here, and by the way, that's my internet right there.
Oh yeah.
Basically, I'm on a cell phone signal.
Oh okay.
Oh,
That's our. He got a grant. It's that part of high speed internet, for the federal government got money for and given grants for, and the local guy got a grant, put up a big tower by his office where he gets internet. He can put it out from his office, and it links up to the cell phone towers.
Oh,
cell
okay.
phone towers. Pays them money for usage of the cell phone towers, and that's how it works. It's faster
Really?
and more reliable than
Okay.
satellite internet, because satellite, if you get cloudy, you've got interruptions, and
Yeah.
even during a light rain shower, if you got a thick cloud, you lose it.
Yeah. That's good. At least you have some kind of option.
What are we drinking, Lindsay?
A Pepsi, and it went down the wrong tube. I had to mute that for you guys.
What are you drinking? A Budweiser or a Red Bull?
No.
Pepsi.
Not an infomercial.
Where's
folks, not
Hubby?
an infomercial. Just a Pepsi.
Okay. Okay. Can the hubby lean in and wave to us?
He's coming back.
Jason.
There we are. Hello, Jason. That's one thing I like to do on the shows. Bring in the spouses, bring in the mothers, the mother-in-laws, bring in the pets. Bring in
Yeah,
the kids.
my children, you can hear them in the background. They're with my husband.
My children are sleeping.
How many kids do you have?
Got lucky.
lucky you.
Well, I have a son and a daughter, but we are currently staying with my sister. So there's another boy. So there's 3 of them making noise.
Lindsay, how many kids do you have since they're sleeping?
Oh, I have just 2 home, but typically we have 5 altogether, but 3 of them are elsewhere for the evening. Just the little ones are home tonight. The rest of them are enjoying their last few days of summer vacation before they're in prison, is what they like to call it. We got some preteens on our hands that are out and about for the evening. And then I have a 7 and a 3-year-old.
You've got
home.
5 kids?
Yep, we have 5 kids in our house. There are a lot. We have 5 kids, 2 dogs, a cat, 2 snakes, a couple bearded dragons. Oh yeah, we have a blue-tongued skink that's about as big as my kitten. We have quite the zoo happening over here all the time, which is why you can hear crickets and animals and usually kids at this hour. But like I said, I got really lucky today. We ran it all out of them early, and they went to bed pretty early tonight.
Okay. You're going to be so mad at me. We have no pets, no inside pets. We do have a king snake that lives under the house, and chipmunks who live beside the house. And right now we're having a black bear roam around this area.
Oh,
So,
Oh no.
but
All right.
Nothing. Yes, nothing inside the house, and we never had any kids. We never got around to it.
Hmm.
It's not for everyone.
Nope, not for me some days, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
John, you got any kids? Anybody want to talk about?
No.
No.
It's like, no, nope. None of those.
John, do you want some kids? Lindsay might give you a couple.
You can borrow some.
I got a 13-year-old boy that you could put to work any day.
You know, we'll see someday. I mean, right now it's the lifestyle that I live.
Yeah.
Which is smart and responsible.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's not too many like more details about the Paracon that I can really think of. Just like some of the artisans that we're gonna have, like crystal vendors and stuff like that. I'm trying to like think of more stuff to talk
Kind of
about.
a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
But-
We're also going to do a Chinese auction, and we're going to sell raffle tickets for
Yeah.
some really cool prizes. And some there's a couple locations that donated night
Private ghost hunts.
for private ghost hunts. So yeah.
And I do know that a few of the artists.
One thing that I saw.
You go ahead.
Okay. One thing I saw several years ago at it was a one-day pair event, wasn't so much a con, had speakers, and they contacted a lot of the shows, local locations that donated, a ticket or two to different locations, for a ghost hunt, public ghost hunt, stuff like that.
Yep.
And they just lined up an advertisement for whatever they were auctioning off, and you got to put you were given a set of numbers to identify yourself with. And you'd put it in that jar or whatever they had, the glass there. And when they picked however many people bid on that one item, they would only pick out, instead of everybody that had a ticket competing for it, you only had the people who wanted to compete for it.
Yeah. It's an interesting way to do
Instead of
it.
saying a couple hundred people that's in your overall room, you may only have 10 people that wanted to bid for this particular ticket or whatever they're giving away. And this, I'll show you one thing that I got from a bid. If you remember this show, Ghost Hunters International.
Oh yeah.
And if you remember her, she was only on one season.
Oh, okay.
She donated this, and there's kind of the whole thing. If you can see who this is, there's her face right there. She was only on the show for the first season, but they contacted her, and she sent this and several other items, and I think I was the only person that ever bid on it.
Oh, wow.
But to bid, you got to buy the bids.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's how I actually raised money. I actually had to pay for this. So that may be something you can think about and try to work the kinks out of to raise some extra money. Because are you planning on doing this again?
Yeah, so we're already starting to plan next year.
So this is going to be a yearly event?
Oh yeah. We're still deciding whether we want to do the same same foundation stuff every year, or are we going to do different ones every year. We're still deciding that, but we're already planning stuff for next year. It's going to be even bigger next year.
Well, that should be the goal, is to get just a tad bigger, add one more event, you get one more speaker, get John one more investigator instead of 3. You got 4 next year.
Yeah, that's what we'll have to do. It'll
Okay, there
slowly
you are.
build up and build up, and people will start knowing about it more and everything. We really don't know how many people are coming. We're expecting a bigger crowd though, because every time that we go to an event personally, people always talk about it. Oh, I'm coming to your Paracon. Oh, we're flying in this weekend. Oh, we're coming in on Friday if you guys need help. So I'm thinking we're gonna get a good turnout.
Oh, cool. What time do your doors open?
10 a.m. It's 10 to 5.
Is there somewhere they can? Is there somewhere where they can stand in line waiting for 10 o'clock, or are they just going to be outside?
So the event is outside, but we kind of are setting it up how we set up our other vendor shows. So there will be a check-in table, just so we know how many people actually come in the door. The event is free admission, so everyone, it's free admission. We are gonna have some donation jars, one for my mom's cancer fund and one for Wildwood, so people can donate it if they want to come in, but it is completely free admission. And we'll have everyone come in and do a head count. And so everyone can, like, we'll have a table out by the sidewalk and everyone can start lining outside on the sidewalk.
Okay.
And at that check-in table, everybody will get one of these on their wrist. They are our admission bracelets. Mm-hmm. So I know how many per stacks in here, and we'll know how many are gone by the end of the day. So we'll know how much better we'll do for next year.
So we'll have an official number of how many people came.
Yep.
Okay.
That's where
I was going to ask you about that, so thank you for that, Lindsay.
Of course.
In our first one, it'll be a learning process, and we'll learn.
We'll get all the kinks out. And,
we can get an idea how many people.
Yep.
Just everything. Yep. So the first one's kind of. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We've been hosting a lot smaller artists and events to kind of compare us.
Yeah.
Oop. Yeah, we've been hosting very much smaller ones to try to give us an idea how to do bigger ones.
Yeah, how it all like works in the yard and how everyone's parked.
How many fit and
yep. So we got it worked out.
I don't mean to sound negative. Okay. Like I said, I don't really mean to sound negative here, but what are you going to do if it rains?
As of right now, the weather forecast is clear for 3 days before and a day after. So we should be good. If not, well, we're all just going to have to snuggle in the house because, I mean, that's where we have the room and stuff like that. We tried getting a hold of other local places that have it indoors, but I mean, it's hard to get into a local places because they all book up throughout the year to do birthday parties and stuff like that. So,
and plus, it's not the sanitarium.
Right. Yeah, and plus, it's not the sanitarium, so we can have the ghost hunts and stuff like that while the event's happening.
There will be some big old pop-up tents out in the yard where the speakers are going to be speaking, so there will be cover for people to get under.
Yes. Yeah.
If
the guest speakers, we'll have a giant tent and chairs and everything underneath so everyone can sit and relax and listen to the speakers.
Oh, okay. Good. So you got a little bit of cover anyway.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And all the vendors have to have tents too. So
yeah,
all their stuff's protected and people can go under there too.
All right. Because this is all something, having done events, I know how that goes.
Oh, yeah. We actually learned the hard way about 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened 3 weeks ago?
We had a small flea market that it was blue, sun shining, everyone was having a good time, and black skies, downpour. My tent
it was raining sideways. It was insane. And it was only for like 10 minutes, though. It was insane.
My tent went flying. It was bad.
It was really bad. Yeah.
We learned. We're one of
Okay.
those.
Wow.
Let's just learn as you go.
I did an event. We had it. But at my event, I had a good sized tent. One you can park a car under, and there was no rain scheduled. But it was nice to have everybody under a tent. And then a guy came in that wrote a book for the at the event location and did a slideshow. And it kind of helped to have that inside a tent. You could gather around inside the tent and see the slideshow better. And we had a heater there, and you wouldn't think that on May 15th or 20th, whatever date it was, that you'd need a heater. But this was in Chicago, and about 400 yards from lakefront.
Oh,
And if
okay.
you've ever watched a baseball game, John, and from Wrigley Field, and caught sometime when that wind's blowing in, about 2 o'clock in the morning, even in the middle of May, the temperature was down to about 45, 50 degrees.
Oh, wow.
And it was a good thing I had a propane heater, because we were all gathered around it.
Oh, yeah, I bet so. Good planning.
Because that's what you learn when you do events. Is you got to plan, then throw the plans out,
Yep.
and sometimes just pull stuff out of the air.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. You have to be prepared for every situation that can happen.
Yes, and basically take everything in the kitchen sink and unload about half of it, because you'll probably use that. And just consider you're going to have to go back out there to the truck or whatever and get something else during the event.
Yeah.
Lindsay, is there anything else you'd like to talk about the people you've lined up, or like the little bracelets? That's a great idea, by the way.
Yeah.
I have a weird system of organization. I'm all about lists and bracelets. I don't know what it is, but it seems to be working just fine. About some of our vendors that are lined up, I can shout out a few items that you might see there. You'll definitely see some really awesome resin art, like custom made trays and coasters that aren't like your typical ones you see at every other craft show, more of like a spinny of a paranormal witchy twist on a lot of it. You'll see a lot of handmade jewelry, a lot of crystals that are wire wrapped beautifully, a lot of hand painted items. We have a few clothing vendors coming down that are interested, and they're going to be having some tie dyes and different custom made items. And all of our vendors are open for custom orders. Majority of them, if they're a handcrafted artisan, they will be absolutely happy to make you something that will fit your taste with whatever you find down there. We also have a woman who's going to be bringing organic dog treats. That's a small business up here in Panama, New York. She does all organic ingredients for the animals and very healthy, just great stuff. There's like she said, a small bakery coming. It is a wide variety of crafters, artisans. They all kind of fit the same themes, and it's going to be a really good time.
Oh, yeah.
Zen Circle, we had one a few weeks ago. Everyone loved it. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
This sounds like so much fun. I tell you what. John, have you got anything to add? I know you may not be for a second hour, so we got about 10 or 12 minutes left in the first hour. So kind of, like to hear anything from you before you leave.
Yeah, I mean, like I may mentioned earlier, we're going to have a bunch of surprises, and so can't say too much. We're going to have some. We have some things that we're putting together for both during the main event as well as the VIP Ghost Hunt. And for those who do attend the VIP Ghost Hunt, I would say there's a good chance that you're also going to run into my brother as well. That seems to be a trend that's happened throughout the other public ghost hunts that we've done. Jeremy comes through EVPs, the ghost boxes, interacts with the equipment. So, I mean, even the last ghost hunt that we did it was the most recent event. It was for veterans, and he spoke directly to them, to the people that were there. So, especially for an event like this, I remember one of the first EVPs that I ended up getting, which was actually at the house where he did it. His first, if I remember correctly, the first EVP he said to me was, "I'm sorry." So to see that he's traveling around and he's pretty much going along with us, especially with my parents being there, and Wildwood, again, it was like a second home to him. Lori and Brooke and such being there as well. If he doesn't show up, I will be completely shocked.
Okay. What kind of equipment will you be using on the ghost hunt? Will you be lending out equipment to other people, or will they just be following you around while you use the equipment?
We do full-on interaction, so if they want to use equipment, we'll have equipment available to them. It'll be multiple things between the sensors and such, but we focus more on the creative ways of using the equipment that's not typically used out there. So it's not necessarily just walking around with the equipment. It's if we're doing different experiments, lighting experiments, audio experiments, it's and I mean, like Lori could tell you, she walked in on one of them where we had the glowing balloons on the floor, and there was different. We had all the stuff spread out, and you walked into the room, and you're just like, "What is going on here?" So we plan on setting up surprises that are just like that. So they may enter an area and go, "Oh, wait, what's going on here?" So it's not always just our electronics that we use. There's going to be some other things that we're going to have there.
I can guarantee you their public ghost hunts are like no others. I've been on so many public investigations, and they definitely have their own style, and it's really, really awesome.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very cool.
it's totally different than just having people come in a room and setting equipment up and everybody just sitting and staring at the equipment. That doesn't happen during.
It's very interactive. It's
very interactive.
What the guests want to do and stuff like that. So you get the experiences that you want to try to experience while at the house.
There's going to be a lot of laughing.
This will be interesting for a. Okay. Hey, I don't have a problem with that at all.
We have fun. Yeah,
so
we're not all serious all the time.
Sometimes people say I'm not serious enough.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you've got something for the seasoned investigator where somebody like me would have fun, but also somebody who's never been on a ghost hunt before would also have fun.
100%. Yep.
It's a mixture, and we've had people that have literally started or literally joined into the paranormal field after this.
That's true.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. How do you deal with the skeptic?
Well, I haven't run into too many skeptics, but considering from a research standpoint, I approach everything with a neutral mind, and that's how I typically present myself. Is I don't rush in and go, well, that's a ghost or that's not a ghost. So, and I actually introduce that at the very beginning when I'm doing the whole introduction before we even get out there, letting them know that even like they may be skeptical of ghosts. And then there's the believer side where I'm literally like in the middle watching the entire thing. So they tend to really like the fact that I challenge both sides and maintain the factual portion of it. When the facts come out, that's when it's presented. Until then, it's kind of like you'll see me do a lot of it could be either side. But I tend to when it comes down to the skeptics, I'll ask for feedback. What do you think? Or, what do you think on this? The same with the believers. What do they think? And it ends up becoming more of a conversation, not an argument.
And that's about the best way to handle that. I have no problem with skeptics. In fact, I'd love to go stuff with skeptics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're the
my
same
goal
way.
is to show them something.
Yeah.
That if they haven't seen it before, show it to them. Yeah. And they will at least, say, I had a fun evening because you showed me something I've never seen before, so I got something to think about.
It's actually really funny.
We got another kitty cat.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. We once had a couple that came in, and the wife was super into it. She was so excited, wanted to do it. Was asking all the questions, so interactive. And her husband was kind of like standoffish, and he's like, "Oh, like I don't believe in this. I'm just here to be with her and stuff like that." And then we were going through the night, and we were on the second floor at Wildwood, and we have like a seance room where we have a circle table. It's got some pendulums and stuff like that on the table. And we had the spirit box on. And on the spirit box, we started getting like this, like we didn't understand it. It was like rambling on, and it sounded like a different language. And then all of a sudden, this man started crying. Like this big, guy was crying. And he's like, "That's my grandmother. That is her voice. She said her name. That is my grandmother." And then, of course, after that, he got super into it. He was, he wanted to ask the pendulums questions. He wanted to hold the K2 and stuff like that. So I always tell people, like, when you come on an investigation at Wildwood, a lot of people get messages from loved ones or friends, stuff like that. And it's sometimes not all about the spirits at Wildwood, but spirits follow you too. So sometimes they get that little extra message from someone while we're there.
And just to add real quick, my father was one of the biggest skeptics around. It wasn't until this past year that he changed. His world is flipped upside down. He's interacted with Jeremy. He's heard Jeremy's voice. And now he's joined our team.
Yep.
And we're talking, he's in his early 70s now. And until within this past year, he was not a believer in ghosts at all.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right. We got about 5 minutes. We need to end it. John, especially, you got anything you want to say right here at the end? Because I don't have to do a little bit of advertising during this hour, so I gotta have a minute or two spare.
Yeah. We look forward to everyone coming out. Please come out and support this cause. There's an epidemic going on out there with suicide, and we got to spread the message of hope. And please come and join us in that effort.
All right. Brooke, you'll be back with us for the next for part 2, for at least for a little while.
Yeah.
Lindsay, will you be returning for part 2? Okay.
I can get on for a few more minutes if you guys need me, but if you don't need me, then that's all right.
What John says he may be going, but we can have you back at least. We're not going to go a full hour the next time. Part 2.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A full hour long.
Yeah.
But I think we can cover it 20, 30 minutes, absolutely tops, and we'll be finished.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do, Brooke, I'm going to send you a link to the same place I sent you the link before, so we can go ahead and do the other show.
Awesome.
All right, let me go ahead and get out of here, do a little advertising, and I'll see you. Go ahead and take a break, and we can reform the show. We don't have to. There's no real time limit. Although I would like to go ahead and get it over with especially if John wants to come back in for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and start it pretty quickly, but we figure we got at least about 5 or 6 minutes here break.
Okay.
I'll see y'all back on the other side. All right. See you later, Lindsay. All right, we're gonna end the show. We got to do some advertising here. We got to. Also find the event on the Wildwood Sanitary Restoration Project Facebook page under the Events tab. All right. We need to get out of here. We got just a couple of minutes. Let me show this real quick right here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dale Kazmarek from the Ghost Research Society. Just talking very quickly about our upcoming convention called the Midwest Spirit Fest on October 16th, 2022 at the Thornton Distillery in Thornton, Illinois from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. People are interested in getting tickets, they can go to my website at ghostresearch.org or also find it on Eventbrite or Facebook page. I hope to see all of you there.
All right, let's get out of here right now.
Thanks for watching our show. Be sure to tune in to next week as once again we journey way down south into Bayou Country for another heaping portion of Southern Fried Paranormal with Len Dorman and Bones. Make sure to like, share, and follow. Y'all come back now. You hear?